It's 18 minutes past 7 here on Oasis FM. This is Arise the Breakfast Show with Andre Swartz and Nancy Mwetsi. Now, well, a little bit earlier on, we told you a little bit about Vicki that will be coming in. She's of the Creative Writing School. And this morning we're going to chat with her a little bit about the Creative Writing School. Now, well, if you are tuned in on Oasis FM 89.8, you can also follow along on our Facebook page. We are live on Facebook. So that is facebook.com/Oasis FM if you would follow along. Or if you don't have access to Facebook now but would want to go and look at the video a little bit later, you can do that as well. Well, in the studio, good morning and welcome,
Good morning,
Vicki.
It's wonderful to be here.
Well, Vicki, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
So I'm a former Miss Deaf South Africa. I was crowned in 2009, so that's a while ago. And as Miss Deaf South Africa, I was a motivational speaker. So I went to all the schools in South Africa and all the churches, and I would share my message of hope, my life story, because I believe each one of us has a story to tell. And so as a motivational speaker, I also became a writer. And I wrote 2 books. 2 of my books have been published, and so I'm very excited to be here in Jeffreys Bay. I moved here about 2-3 months ago. So I love being here in Jeffreys Bay. I don't think I'll ever move back to Bloemfontein.
It's cold there.
Yeah, it is cold there.
Well, Vicki, as former Miss Deaf South Africa, you traveled around a lot, you saw a lot. But how was that experience for you, traveling through the country and seeing the country for what it is?
South Africa is beautiful. I don't think I'll ever be able to live in another country. People always say that it's so much better overseas, but South Africa for me, it's rich with the people, and it's just lovely to be here. Everybody is so friendly and full of hope. And so I really love South Africa, but I've also traveled overseas. I did the Miss Deaf International in Las Vegas, and I was crowned first princess there. So I almost won. I almost won the title. But so I was in Las Vegas, and I also went to the Czech Republic, in Prague in the Czech Republic, and I did the Miss Deaf World there as well. So I saw a little bit of the world, and I met girls from all over the world, and it's just amazing to see, especially with these deaf competitions, you meet a lot of deaf people, and it really touched my heart to see when you have a disability, it makes you so much more humble, because you know that you need help. And so I really loved meeting those girls overseas, and we became lifelong friends for a long time. And so yes, but South Africa for me is just the best place to be.
Well, Vicki, you are very fluent in answering me and reading my lips, but please tell us a little bit about the disability. You spoke about the disability now. Give us a description of, can you hear me well? Are you reading my lips very well? Just yes. Because, as I say, you are very fluent.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That is a compliment. Thank you. I actually have my mom here with me in the studio this morning, and she really helped me. So at the age of 2, I wasn't speaking yet. And so that's how my parents realized that something's wrong. You know, something's not right, because I'm not responding when they're calling my name, and I wasn't speaking at all. And so they did hearing tests with me, and they found out that I have 97% hearing loss. So that's like completely deaf, profound hearing loss. And so my parents had a choice. They had to decide if they wanted to teach me how to use sign language, or how to speak like a hearing person and read lips. And so I got hearing aids at the age of 2, and it brought my hearing up to 40%. Which is a miracle. I wasn't supposed to be able to hear so well with hearing aids. And so my parents taught me from a young age how to lip read and how to speak like a hearing person. And I also went to a hearing school. So, but about 7 years ago or so, I got cochlear implants.
Yes.
cochlear implant. So it's like an operation that I do, and it's very expensive. It's a long process, but the implant is an operation that I do in your inside of you, and so it brought my hearing up to 80%.
Wow.
So that's how much I can hear now. So I can hear 80%, but because I grew up lip reading, and so for me, lip reading is easier for me than actually listening. But now with Corona, everybody's wearing masks. And so I have to really concentrate on listening. So it really forced me to get out of my comfort zone, and but still, I'm still very dependent on lip reading. Yes.
What do you think is the challenges for others that don't have as much hearing as you have,
Yes.
especially in this time of COVID, as you have said? If I do this,
Yeah.
then it's a whole
I
nother
feel
story
cut
for you.
off.
Yeah.
I feel completely cut off.
So what would you say? How should we treat people with a hearing disability, especially in this time of COVID, to assist them, to aid them with
Yes.
understanding us?
Well, it's hard. It's hard because I feel like Corona, we need to get over it now. It needs to be gone and done with it. It's been a long time now, and I don't know how much longer we're going to have to continue wearing masks and stuff. But for me, when I go to the supermarket or Spar or Checkers or whatever, and I have to ask people to take off their masks. And I know it's not part of the COVID rules, but I'll tell them, I'm wearing a mask. I'm going to stand a little bit further. Can you please just take off your mask and just explain to me what you're asking me? Some people don't want to do that, and I understand. So what I'll do is I'll ask them to write down the question that I've got. And so then that also works. But it also helps if I got my mom with me, or my sister, or my brother, and then I'll ask them to just help me with what's going on now. So they'll take off their mask and then explain to me what's going on. But it's tough. It's difficult.
Well, Vicki, you are also a writer. Please tell us a little bit about the books that you have written so far.
Yes, so even before I won Miss Deaf South Africa, I was a writer. I started writing in high school. I wrote for a magazine overseas in America, in India, Australia. I just love writing. And I've always been a reader. I love reading books. And so after I won Miss Deaf South Africa, it gave me the platform to motivate people in writing as well. And so my first book that I wrote is called Viva la Vicki. It's my life story. It's my memoir.
Can I hold it up for our viewers?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, so this is my life story. It's in Afrikaans. I'm so sorry for those that's English, but this book is in Afrikaans. And it's actually, the target market is young teenagers. Because because of my motivational talks, especially at high schools, the teenagers really felt that they could connect with me. And so I've got a powerful testimony regarding my time when I was in high school. So when I go to the schools, I share that with them. And so this is for the teenagers. But I have to say that people of all ages have read this book. And it really inspires them, it motivates them, it gives them hope. Because for me, I've got a hearing disability, but I don't use it as an excuse. So people often use their circumstances as an excuse not to get what they want and not to live the life that they want. But I believe, you know what, you can get over it. You can, if you trust in God and to plug into God and to find your identity in God, then anything is possible. So that's my first book. And my second book is a devotional book for teenagers as well that I wrote. And so I hope to write more books.
Okay. All right. And as we all know, we need to work hard for what we want to achieve in life. It doesn't come all on its own, fall out of the sky.
Yes. It takes sacrifice and discipline.
Okay, so what sparked the passion for writing?
As I said, I've always loved reading, and when the cell phone came out, so that was in 2004, 2005, that's a long time ago, when the cell phones first started coming out, it was those big Nokia phones.
With the big batteries.
Yes, yes. And so I got my first cell phone then, and I started SMSing my parents because I couldn't speak on the phone. So I would SMS my parents, and my dad actually saw that I'm actually really good with words and texting and the way I write my sentences. And so my dad actually said, you know what, Vicky's got a talent for writing. She needs to start writing. And so that's how I did a 2 years writer's course over the internet from America. And that's how I started writing. So my parents saw the potential in me, and they helped me to develop it. So that's how it started. So at the age of 15, I started writing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vicky, you are also a teacher, and you will be hosting your first creative school very soon. Can you please tell us a little bit more about what's going to happen?
Yes, I'm very excited about that. The thing is, everywhere I go, when people ask me what I do for a living, I say I'm a writer. And then almost every second person will tell me, but I've always wanted to write a book. I wish I was a writer as well. I would love to write. How do I start? And so it feels like for me, every person has a story to tell. Everyone's got something to share.
Yeah.
And when you put it on paper, it gives you a voice. It gives you a sense of a purpose. You know, you feel like, okay, I can actually share my life with the world. And so when I moved to Jeffreys Bay, I saw there's so many creative people here. And this is the perfect environment for creative writing. And so I started thinking, you know, I would love to create an environment of creative people coming together and sparking each other and working together and motivating each other through writing. Because the problem is when you write, it's a very isolated type of work, so you can feel very cut off from the world. So with my creative writing school, I really want to encourage other people. I'm going to give them practical tips on how to get started and how to plan your day around writing. And so it's going to be very practical. There's going to be lots of homework for people to take home and go and do the stuff and then bring it back.
Yes.
And so I'm really excited because I feel like Jeffreys Bay is the right place for that.
Not all people would say they are creative people. So who are the people that should come and enroll? And what are the requirements for them to join you?
Well, the thing is, it's going to be open for everyone. So now that I'm in Jeffreys Bay, next week I'm going to start phoning the schools and churches and even the retirement villages with the old people. I'm going to start phoning all these establishments, and I'm going to find out and to see where's the need, where are people interested. So I want to create different types of groups. So it's going to be high school students, it's going to be the old people, the retirement people, and also even the churches and creative people. So it's going to be all kinds of different groups. So there's no requirement because I feel like everybody can write. They just don't sometimes know how to start. And so, so they can just contact me and I will put them in the right group and we're going to start.
How can the community support J-Bay Creatives and the writing school?
They can support us by doing the creative writing school. Yes, so it would be wonderful because firstly it's going to be a 5-week program. So this is going to be the basis, and then from there on we're going to go more intensively towards how to write short stories, how to write radio dramas, how to write church dramas, how to write books, how to write for magazines, for newspapers. So, so the first 5 weeks it's going to be the basics, and then from there on we're going to go more intensely towards what people actually want to learn about writing. So it's going to be every week.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so if people would want to get hold of you, get more information, or just even want to sign up immediately, how do they get hold of you? Where do they contact you?
Okay, so I created a Facebook page and an Instagram account. It's called J-Bay Creatives. So we all know how to spell J-Bay and then Creatives. And so they can find me there on Facebook and Instagram, or they can email me at jbcreatives@gmail.com. And they can also send a WhatsApp to 084 405 2767. It's difficult to say it in English. 084 405 2767. So they can also WhatsApp me. And then I'll send them the details.
But we will also publish your details on our Facebook page for people to easily get it.
Thank you.
Any last words from you, Vicky, with regards to the writing school and what people can expect?
Well, I've got a wonderful gift that I would like to give the listeners. I'm giving away 2 of my books. Vivala Vicki.
Wow, thank you, Vicki.
So I'm not really sure how they should enter the giveaway.
We're gonna give it away on Facebook this morning. We're gonna ask a very easy question with regards to the creative school, and the first 2 correct answers will get the books.
Okay, awesome. And then so people can enter this competition, and there will be 2 winners. And I think probably they can come and pick up the books here. I've signed the books. It's signed, so
thank you
yeah.
very
So
much,
I'm
Vicky.
just sorry that it's only in Afrikaans.
Yes.
I wish it was in English as well, but my future books will be in English. Yes.
Thank you very much, Vickifourie. All of the
Thank you,
best with the
Andre.
creative school, and I'm sure that we will hear more from you.
Thank you so much.
And that's Vickifourie this morning of JB Creatives. So we'll post all the detail here on our Facebook page. It was nice chatting with her as well. Well, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back for the 8 o'clock news, and then myself and Nancy will carry on to the end of the program. Don't forget, we still have the Ladies of Power that will be in just around 8:15. Stay tuned here to Oasis FM. Good morning.